If you fall in love, you never forget, but you may have to give up. Hi, I'm Kian and this is Every Film's Made Twice. I am Iranian and like Iranian films. In this video I wanna talk about The Beautiful City. A teenager, Ala, who is imprisoned for robbery in the Correctional Rehabilitation Center, has a friend named Akbar. Akbar committed murder at the age of 16 and the court sentenced him to death, but he was kept in that center until he was 18, after which he was sent to adult prison for the death penalty. The Beautiful City begins with Akbar's 18th birthday. Ala, who sees that his friend may be executed at any moment, asks the victim's father to grant pardon. The victim is a girl who was Akbar's girlfriend but was killed by Akbar because she wanted to marry someone else. The girl's father, Abul Qasim, is a semi-religious and somewhat isolated person who doesn't grant pardon at all. The whole story is Ala's attempt to obtain the girl's father's, Abul Qasim, pardon. Ala is not alone in obtaining pardon. Akbar's sister, played by Taron Ali Dosti, helps him. This collaboration brings the two closer together until a romantic relationship is formed between the two in the background of the story. The romantic relationship that is challenged at the end of the film. Shahr-e-Ziba, the original title of the film, is the name of a neighborhood in the west of Tehran, where the Correctional Rehabilitation Center is located. This title can be translated as Beautiful City. The name of the neighborhood, which speaks of the beauty of a city, has a subtle contradiction with the location of the Correctional Rehabilitation Center, which is a collection of delinquent teenagers. Farhadi uses this contradiction in the title of the film and warns us that this city is only beautiful in name. According to Islamic law, a man's blood money is twice that of a woman. If a man is killed, the entire blood money, diya, must be paid to the victim's family, and if a woman is killed, half the blood money, diya. Of course, this is only if the victim's family grants pardon and does not ask for retribution. In principle, the sentence of premeditated murder in Islam is death. The point that should be mentioned here is that if the killer is a man and the victim is a woman and the family of the killed woman demands retribution from the murderer, that family should pay the difference between the blood money of the man and the woman to the family of the man. Is it too complicated? Excuse me, I had to explain anyway. The Beautiful City is exactly that. The killer is a man and the victim is a woman. The girl's father demands retribution but has no money to pay the difference. On the other hand, the killer's family does not have the money to pay the girl's blood money so that Akbar can be forgiven. The situation is dire, both sides are hesitant and confused, they do not know what to do. Until Abul Qasim's second wife offers Ala to marry her daughter who is disabled so that they can grant pardon. Ala, who has fallen in love with Akbar's sister, Taron Ali Dosti, does not know what decision to make. He does not know whether to marry a disabled girl to save Akbar or to marry Akbar's sister who is beloved. Moral dilemma, the subject that Farhadi raises in all his films. He puts one of the characters in a morally complicated position and asks him/her to make a decision. We do not know what decision that character will make, we just know that it is very difficult to make a decision in that situation. We may imagine ourselves in that situation and ask ourselves, what decision would we make if we were in that situation? Humans make decisions in circumstances, and the more difficult their circumstances are, the more likely they are to make wrong decisions. So we should not judge them. Perhaps this is the most important point that Farhadi wants to tell us with his films. The most obvious example of this is a separation. The daughter of the family decides which one to live with after the separation of her parents. An extremely difficult, stressful and unavoidable decision. In the movie A Separation, it is not clear what decision the daughter of the family will make in this difficult dilemma, living with his father or mother. In The Beautiful City, Ala has to make a tough decision too, whether to marry a disabled girl to save Akbar or to marry Akbar's sister whom he loves. The filmmaker does not tell us what decision Ala will make, but we know that whatever he makes, he must forget the other side, and this seems impossible. Farhadi's moral dichotomies seem to have no answer at all. There is pure doubt. Farhadi tries hard to keep a balance about that dichotomy, so that we cannot choose between the two sides, explains all the details to make the choice more difficult. The regular line of the narrative is lost from here. In other words, the script gets crowded and becomes messy. Too many details, the story at the heart of another story, and extra characters confuse the audience. Then Abul Qasim's second wife goes to her uncle and asks him to tell the family of the killer indirectly with grand pardon on the condition that Allah marries our disabled daughter. The viewer sees an incomprehensible twist. In the midst of all this trouble, how did the girl's mother come up with that idea? How did she agree to impose her daughter on someone by force? It would have been better if the film had not raised a new topic in the last half hour. Anyway, this is Farhadi and it is a little difficult to criticize his work. One of the drawbacks of many critics of Farhadi's new film, A Hero, is that the script is too messy. Asghar Farhadi wrote the script. His scripts usually do not have black and white characters, no hero and no villain. It is noteworthy that in the movie A Hero he even questions the real-world heroes. Farhadi's characters are grey. They are inherently neither bad nor good. They behave badly and well in the situation they are in. In the beautiful city Allah has stolen because of poverty. Akbar has killed because of ignorance. And so have the other prisoners in the Correctional Rehabilitation Center. Problems arose for them and they could not solve the problems, so they took abnormal actions. Watch this movie several times. You cannot find a negative character or a completely positive character. As a final part, it is good to review the socio-political allusions of the film. Allah went to the Imam, leader of the mosque, to convince him to obtain the victim's family's pardon, but contrary to the initial words of hope, he does not make much effort. And when he wants to pray, Allah asks him, is prayer more obligatory or saving a person's life? And he says pray, and gives reasons that the person who committed the murder should be executed in order to protect the moral safety of the society. Here Farhadi criticizes the religious authorities for looking at complex social issues superficially and for their simple, naive, and brutal solutions. This cannot be considered a critique of religion itself and is merely a critique of those in charge of religion. Another socio-political illusion of the film is widespread poverty. Both the family of the murderer is poor and the family of the victim. Slum neighborhoods around the city are shown. Poverty is basically the cause of crime, or at least the context of crime. Conclusion: I suggest to the municipality of Tehran to move the Correction and Rehabilitation Center from the beautiful city to another neighborhood and to resolve this contradiction forever.